Merry Christmas, everyone. It is the 24th of December, the most important day at Christmas for Germans. And I'm sitting here on the floor of my living room because I wanted to give you guys a Christmas present. Your support has been the most wonderful present for me over the whole last year. So many of you subscribed to my channel. You gave me the most wonderful comments. So many of you liked and hyped and shared my videos, and you cannot imagine how grateful I am for that. It really, really means the world to me. I didn't plan on that happening, but sorry. So I know that you all love my budget challenge videos. It's why most of you subscribe to my channel, let's be honest. So I wanted to give you another one. So many people have been asking me for it, and especially I was asked to go down with the budget. So I thought, okay, let's do a living on 50 euros a month challenge. I honestly don't know if we can do it, guys, but I will try for you, and I hope you will be following along. Without any further ado, let's get to the video. For my shopping trip, I went to Lidl. I haven't been there in a while, but I knew that I needed celery for a specific recipe, and Lidl always has celery for some reason, so I got that there for 99 cents. Then I also got exactly 1 carrot, organic, and I desperately wanted to get some tomatoes, but it's not the season for tomatoes, so I just left them there. I was also on the hunt for leek, but I could not find leek at Lidl, so I went to see the canned goods and got 1 can of white beans. Then I also went to the vegan dairy section and got 2 cups of vegan creme fraiche, 1 little Tetra Pak of oat cream, and also 2 liters of no milk oat milk. The one from Lidl is really, really good. I can only recommend. For the leek, I went to Netto and got 2 leeks for 65 cents each. I also got a head of broccoli and 2 whole bags of oats. Why 2 bags of oats? I'll tell you later. I also got 1 puff pastry and a huge bag of onions. And then I went home. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is everything I bought for this week. Now, let's start with the potatoes here. The potatoes are a big thing because about a week ago I saw an ad at my local Netto for a 10 kilogram bag of potatoes for 3.79 euros. And I really wanted to get these potatoes. I mean, what an awesome price. When I got there, however, and that was admittedly at a Friday afternoon, they didn't have any of these 10 kilo bags left. So I had to make do with the next best thing, which was a 4 kilo bag, which you see here, for 3.49 euros. Still a good price. And when I got home, I realized they had only charged me 2.99 euros for some reason that I don't know. So I bought 4 kilos of potatoes for 2.99 euros. Nice. Now I had planned all of the meals around these potatoes, which is why it was essential that I got them. And then for the rest of my shopping, I went to Lidl. At Lidl, I bought the celery, you can see back there, the 2 liters of oat milk that are hiding behind the broccoli there. Then I bought 1 can of white beans, 1 carrot, 2 cups of vegan creme fraiche, and 1 little Tetra Pak of oat cream. And I paid 6.12 euros for that. Unfortunately, I couldn't get everything at Lidl. That is kind of sad. Like, I love Lidl and how great the prices are there and what an amazing vegan section they have. But always when I go there, I can't get everything, so I have to go to another supermarket. So again, I went to Netto, and at Netto, I got the 2 leeks back there, the broccoli, and this huge bag of onions here. I usually don't buy these large quantities of onions because a part of them usually goes bad, but they didn't have loose onions, so I had to buy the bag, and that was 1.49 euro. So also a good deal, and I now have enough onions for the rest of the month. And then you can see 2 bags of oats, 1 here and 1 here, and also a puff pastry. And I did not pay anything for that. They were for free because Netto has an advent calendar and you get free stuff. So I did not pay a cent for these 2 bags of oats and the puff pastry. And even though I don't need the puff pastry this week, we can use that next week. So I'm very happy about that. At Netto, I paid another like 4.50 euros. I'll put it on the screen here for you. And then The potatoes I had bought earlier, I paid $2.99 for that. So all in all, I paid about 13 euros and 80 cents for everything. And with that, and everything I have left in my pantry, we will now start cooking. In my pantry, I have red lentils, chickpeas, and rice, and some sad cloves of garlic. For breakfast this week, we're gonna have oatmeal, because if you get 2 bags of oats for free, you bet you're gonna have oatmeal. And I know this is such a classic and it might be boring at this point, but oatmeal makes just such a lot of sense in terms of a budget challenge video. Because first of all, it's cheap, and second of all, it's very nutritious. Oats have a lot of nutrients that you need every day. For example, 100 grams of oats have about 13.5 grams of protein. Then you have a lot of magnesium, iron, zinc in it. And if you add oat milk that was fortified with calcium, you get a lot of the nutrients you need in a day just with your oatmeal. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take 50 grams or 5 tablespoons of oats, and then you will add 150 milliliters of oat milk. I like to add cinnamon because I love cinnamon and I always have it in my pantry. Oh, I add a lot actually. Then you're going to stir that up and let it soak for at least 30 minutes. Personally, I always put them in the fridge overnight because overnight oats are very healthy for you. In oats, you find phytic acid, and phytic acid makes it harder for your body to absorb the nutrients that are in the oats. So you want to reduce the amount of this phytic acid, and you can do that by just soaking the oats for at least 30 minutes. Even better, overnight. So I put that in the fridge. Of course, I mix it up and I put a lid on, and then I put it in the fridge overnight, and then I can enjoy it in the morning. Would I love to have some fruit with this? Yes, I'd love to have a banana because, again, banana has a lot of magnesium and that is good if you have high blood pressure. But we are on a really tight budget, ladies and gentlemen, so we're gonna make do with what we have. And without any fruit, without anything added, this is already a very healthy and nutritious breakfast. And you know me, I don't always eat breakfast, but when I do, I really enjoy overnight oats. I love potatoes. I think it's not just because I'm German. I just love potatoes. They are so versatile. So I'm extremely happy that we're gonna make a potato casserole. And for that, we need obviously the potatoes, we need oat milk, the white beans, the broccoli, onions, and garlic. What we're gonna do first is we will peel and dice the onions and the garlic and put that aside. Then we will take the potatoes, peel them, and also chop them up into thin slices. It's up to you how thin or how thick you want your potato slices. I think I'll go medium, I guess. Then we will also wash and chop up the broccoli into small pieces. Then we will take the white beans and blitz them up in the Thermomix with some oat milk and some spices. I will add a bouillon cube, some pepper, and maybe some nutmeg. Then we will take the onions and caramelize them in a big pan. Once they are caramelized, we can also add the garlic, but you don't want the garlic to burn, so make sure you add it later. Then we will take everything and layer it into an oven-safe dish. Potatoes, broccoli, caramelized onions, and at the end we will cover everything with the oat milk and bean mixture. And then we will bake it in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius, which is around 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for as long as it takes the potatoes to be done and for the casserole to have like a golden color at the top. And then you can enjoy. If you are not plant-based and you have some cheese lying around, add that to the top. It's probably really good. If you are plant-based and you have some vegan cheese around, put that on as well by all means, but I am pretty sure that even without the cheese, it's going to be extremely tasty. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the casserole right out of the oven. And I already tasted it and it's really, really good. Yes, I'm already having seconds because it's really good. The potatoes melt in your mouth. It's really creamy because of the beans and the oat milk. The onions and the broccoli give it such a nice flavor and it's good. If you like potatoes, if you like casseroles, this is for you. 10 out of 10, would recommend. Apart from casseroles, potato soups are my favorite potato dishes. And the best potato soup, in my opinion, is what I call the Thermomix potato soup, because we learned about it on the Cookie Doo app, which is on the Thermomix. But again, as always, you do not need a Thermomix to cook this soup. It just makes it easier for me. But just use a pot on the stove and you will get the same results. All right, for this soup, we need potatoes, we need a carrot, we need a leek, we need some celery, we need some onions, we need some cream and some creme fraiche, regular or vegan, your choice. And some salt, some pepper and some veggie broth, but that is it. First, we will peel and chop up the potatoes, the onions and the carrot. Then we will take the leek and the celery, wash it thoroughly and cut it into smaller pieces. Then we will add half a liter of water into the Thermomix and add about a teaspoon of salt to that. We will add a little basket to the Thermomix where we will put in 80 grams of carrots, 200 grams of celery, 100 grams of the potatoes, and 100 grams of the leek. And then we will put on the lid and let all of the veggies steam cook for about 14 minutes. Afterwards, we take out the veggies and we will make sure to keep the liquid because we will need that later for the cooking. Then we will add an onion to the Thermomix, about 50 grams worth, plus 50 grams of the leek as well. We will put the lid on the Thermomix and chop that up. We will make sure to push everything to the bottom of the Thermomix and then add some oil. The recipe says butter, but we don't have butter, so we will just add about 20 grams of oil to that. We will put the lid on and put the little basket on top so that the air can get out of the Thermomix but nothing splashes. And then we will saté that for about 3 minutes. Then we will add 300 grams of potatoes, about 600 milliliters of the liquid that we saved, and a bouillon cube to the whole thing. Again, we will put on the lid and the little basket and then let that cook for about 18 minutes. After that, we add 50 grams of cream and 75 grams of creme fraiche. Also a little bit of pepper, and then we will puree that for about 30 seconds. We will add the rest of the veggies and let that cook for another 2 minutes, and then we're already done. And here, ladies and gentlemen, do we have the finished product. This is, in my humble opinion, the best potato soup on this planet Earth, but if you have a recipe of a potato soup where you say, no, I think that's better, let me know in the comments. I am salivating so much because I really want to eat this. So please excuse me while I enjoy my potato soup. Bye-bye. When you have potatoes and red lentils in your pantry, one dish that always comes to my mind is a red lentil and potato curry. For that, we need, obviously, potatoes, about 600 grams, 150 grams of red lentils, a whole leek, 2 little onions, or 1 bigger one, some vegan creme fraiche, some curry powder, some salt, and a bouillon cube. And that is all. First, we're going to have to do some prep work. We will peel and chop up the onions and the potatoes. We will chop up the leek and wash it thoroughly because there can be a lot of dirt trapped inside the leek. Then we will take a big pot and heat up some oil in that pot. We will add the leek and let it saute there until it is translucent and a little bit brown. And then we will put that aside. We will take the same pot, add a little bit more oil, and then saute the onions until they are translucent. We will add the potato cubes, 2 to 3 teaspoons of curry powder and salt, and then also let that saute for a minute or so. As always, be careful not to burn the spices, but you want to get it some flavor. Then we will add half a liter of water and a bouillon cube and let that come to a boil. We will let it simmer for about 5 minutes, and then we will add 150 grams of the red lentils, washed obviously, and then we will let that cook another 10 minutes or until the potatoes and the red lentils are done to your liking. Then we will add back in the leek. We will taste it for salt, maybe add some pepper, and then we will serve it with the vegan creme fraiche. And here, ladies and gentlemen, we have the finished product. The red lentil potato curry is very simple to cook. Anyone can do it. It's only a few ingredients. It's very cheap. It's very hearty from the potatoes. There's protein from the lentils. There's a lot of flavor from the leek. And if you serve it with this dollop of vegan creme fraiche, it's superb. I can only recommend this. I've made it so many times before, especially in the winter, and I love it. And now please excuse me while I eat this curry. Bye-bye! And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of this video. Thank you all again for watching this video, for supporting me the whole year, for liking and sharing and hyping. I already said that, but I really wanted to say it again. Thank you so much. I will pause the series now until the new year, because let's face it, with the holidays, with Christmas and with New Year's Eve, I will be meeting friends and family. I will be eating outside of the house a lot, so I don't think it's fair to really call this then 1 week of the challenge. But we will meet again at the beginning of January, and I will show you how the series continues. I don't really know how to end this video now. Have a look at the wonderful candles at my Advent wreath, and have a look at my beautiful Christmas tree out there in the balcony. It even snowed a little bit this morning. I love that. It's not like we have a white Christmas, we haven't had that in decades, but we have a little snow, the candles are burning, the Christmas tree is there. Toby and I have the day off, and we will just stay in our onesies. We will eat snacks, we will watch Christmas films, movies, and just enjoy the day. And I hope you can do the same. I hope you can enjoy a few quiet, happy days with your loved ones. Don't stress out, please. Try to stay as calm as possible. Even with family, I know it's sometimes not easy, believe me. But yeah, I will see you all in the new year. Bye bye.